I look around. I don't see any office buildings. I'm
Oh,
just in some weird neighborhood. I continue walking. I'm like, you
okay.
know what? Maybe it's a little further on. What's the worst that could go on? I get there.
Mm-hmm.
I just see some.
Okay.
I see some old bald dude just stood in front of his house. Hello, and welcome back. This is episode 8 of Anecdote. We're just two guys keeping you company as you go through your day-to-day business. Today, I have a story. I have a very good story for you. Adam, you ready?
Exciting. I'm born
Okay.
ready.
So, when you're young, eventually, you go through school, you do all your school stuff, do your studying, learn your maths, learn your timetables, learn your English, all of that. But eventually you're like, I
All of
need my
that, yeah.
first job. I need to make money, There comes a time.
There comes
Yeah.
a time.
So, man's in school, everyone's got all these nice shoes, all these Gucci belts, all of that. I'm seeing this, I'm like, how are they making all this money? Like, they're not just getting pocket money from their parents like that, are they? So I was one of my friends, he's like, yeah, bro, it's time for you to get a job. Time for you to get a job. So what's the main source, Man hops on Indeed.com.
Of course.
I start looking for jobs,
I know, man.
jobs that don't require much experience, obviously. Because I'm a 16-year-old at the time, 15 or 16, I don't remember.
Yeah. What experience are you gonna have when you're 16?
Exactly.
Like, you have to have 20 years of experience.
20 years of experience.
12.
Exactly. So this one company gets back to me after I applied to like 200, 300. It was like the first response I got. And it's the first ever interview. I'm like, this job is about to be the first ever interview I've ever done in my life, right? So they get back to me. I'm all excited and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I really like this. Typical interview stuff. Initially what happened was he was like, let me interview you over the phone, and then we had that quick interview, and he told me what he wanted me to do and stuff like that. But then I was like, well, I don't really understand. So can we have this interview face to face whenever you have the chance? And I think that a lot of people should be doing that more often.
Okay.
Like, if someone interviews you over the phone, you should be like, I want to do this face to face, so you can meet the people you're going to be working with and stuff like that. And it was really good that I did that I did ask for this to be face to face.
In hindsight.
In hindsight, because I asked him, "Can we have an interview face to face?" He sends me the address of his office. Okay, I'm like, cool. See you there Friday afternoon, 3 p.m. Whatever it was. Man hops on the train. I'm like, yes, this is gonna be my first job. He already liked me over the phone, doesn't it? It's gonna be great.
Nice.
Hop on the train. 30-minute journey.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Get off the train, hop on a bus. I'm just on my way, happy, listening to some J. Cole, Born Sinner. On my way down. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man's just vibing in it, just chilling. Yeah, so I get Google Maps tells me, you're 1 minute away. I look around. I don't see any office buildings. I'm just in some weird neighborhood. I continue walking. I'm like,
okay.
you know what? Maybe it's a little further on. What's the worst that could go on? I get there. I just see some. I see some old bald dude just stood in front of his house.
No.
I see some old bald dude stood in front of his house, just in a suit. And I'm there thinking, is this what my interview is meant to be? Like I hadn't reached there yet. In my mind, I was thinking, should I just walk past and pretend like I'm not meant to be there? Because if this is where my interview is meant to be, I don't want to go in. Like, I don't want any part of it. Exactly. Like, it looks dodgy. I don't know. Is this guy like part of a mafia or something? Even if it's not a mafia, it's like some sort of cult. Like, he's gonna do something to me. Yeah.
Shave your head. It's the ball gang.
Exactly. So I'm about to walk past because I'm like, I'm not entering. Right. This guy stops me and he goes, "Are you Daniel?" And me, I can't lie, so I'm like, yeah, who's asking? You know?
Should be like, nah, I'm favor.
Nah, but I go by both names and I'm applying to jobs. So so I'm like, yeah, who's asking? He's like, oh, you here for the interview? Come, like, and I'm like, yeah, I was meant to be for an interview somewhere around here, but I can't see the place. He's like, oh, don't worry, come right through. My office is just behind this house.
This is giving me the same vibes as don't worry, bro, I got you just before the comfort came out. That's
don't
what
worry,
sort of
bro.
vibes
He's like,
giving me right now.
Don't worry about it, bro. Just straight
Don't
through.
worry, bro, just follow me into this dodgy part of my house.
This guy just he takes me through his house. There's children's toys on the floor and stuff. There's dog hair. I'm just like, where am I? Why am I here? I should leave. we get into his garden. This guy's got a big garden, to be fair to him. In the back left corner of his garden, there's those big UK gardens. Man's just got a shed.
Big UK gardens.
One of those wham sheds. Not just any shed. One of those sizable sheds. I'd say it's like 6 meters by like 4 meters, the size of this shed. It was huge.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Cool. Maybe it's a small business. He just works online, like I was gonna work online for him. Yeah, kind of makes sense if it's a home business, innit? But it's dodgy.
Yeah.
I'm just in some guy's house. Yeah. So we walk through.
Sus.
He walks in first. I walk into this shed. Tell me why this huge shed.
Why did you walk in, bro?
This giant shed at the back left corner of his garden has nothing but one desk in one corner.
Not even a chair, just a desk.
No, he had a chair. He had a chair on his side and a chair on my side. He had like the spinny chair. I had like the guest chair.
But slightly normal, I would say.
He had this giant shed, and it's just empty. It's just empty except for this desk and his laptop and the 2 chairs. And I'm just there like, I like this job. It's really. I don't want to disrespect him, obviously, because I'm just in his house in some shed, and I don't know whether some buff guy is just gonna walk in and bend me over the table or something. So.
We should take a flamethrower or something.
I was just there, just trying to like, just trying to like get through it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Just trying to live, bro. Just trying to live to tell the tale.
I was in there 15-20 minutes. Eventually, he was like, "Okay, so what do you think about the job? Do you think you want it?" I said to him, "I'll get back to you." When I tell you, bro, I left that house as quick as possible. Even when I was on the streets, I sprinted.
You actually ran.
I was out. No looking back. I was gone. I'm 15, 16. I'm not trying to get mugged. I'm not trying to have some buff bald guy bend me over a table for what? Minimum wage.
For minimum wage. Like you're at least worth, the plus 21s.
I was gone.
No, you're worth.
It was all. Can you just picture that? You're a like year 10, year 11 student, right? And you're like, oh, I'm gonna get my first job. Your first ever interview is just some job in someone's shed, just an empty shed at the back of their garden. Bro, I was.
Oh, bro, where you working? I'll pick you up. Man's in a shed,
Oh god, man. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. Just some bold dude.
Some bold dude.
You know what else? When I got home that night, right? He called me. Literally, it hadn't even been like 4 hours after the interview. He calls me. He was like, "Have you had time to think about it yet?" I'm like, bro, no, I'm not taking this job, man. Like, I hung up, man. I'm so glad
What did you say? Like, what was your excuse? Because you can't just be like, nah, man, you're creepy as fuck. You have to give them a reason.
I said I've accepted a role somewhere else. But man was still on Indeed every night, just, McDonald's jobs, Debenhams, this and
When
that.
you apply, you're just like, do you have a shed or a proper office? One of the criteria.
It's so crazy. But to be fair, a lot of businesses run from home, which is fair enough. Just his entire execution of that interview was fucked up.
Just one table in a shed.
One table in a giant shed with nothing else.
Bro, man,
I'm glad.
When you started talking about trains and stuff, I thought it was going to be a travelling story, but then it took just a creepy turn.
Oh man. Oh no. Yeah, no, but mine wasn't. It was something else. Yeah, I mean the journey there.
You survived.
The journey there was fun. Yeah, it was a nice journey. I mean, since it was a work from home job, I wouldn't have to commute, but it was alright.
Sounds like you're reminiscing now. Like you kind of miss it.
Nah, the journey was good. The journey was like vibeable. Like you can enjoy the journey. But
maybe I should have taken that job in the shed.
Maybe
you'd still be there today. Rumour has it, Faber never left the shed. He's still podcasting from there now.
This right here, this is the shed.
You just put a few paintings, put a bed. You're still in the shed, though.
That's why I know how to paint, man. I just learned because I was bored in the shed. You were saying about train journey.
So I'm back in Bath at the moment, obviously, but I was trying to. I get the train back from home in Essex, and I just had like the worst journey. Which, to be fair, was my fault, so I couldn't even get like a refund, which was the most tragic part. So it was delayed to start with from where I started because of some fire or something, like on the track or whatever. So it was late, which then meant that's not even the worst part. That's just like the start. That then meant that I was late at the next one that I got in London where I swapped over. Mm-hmm. So I really needed to pee because I was drinking quite a lot. Just because, I just drink. I was like, gotta stay hydrated,
Yeah, I get
fresh. You. So I was drinking a lot of water. And then when I got off in London, I didn't have time to go to the toilet because this one was late. I had literally like 5 minutes to get off my train and like run to the next one to then get on. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go for a pee when I'm on the train. There's no point waiting. I ran round. This is Liverpool Street. I got on the wrong side of like the platform bit. So I had to then go all the way round. So I literally had like 20 seconds before this train took off. Like, before the doors closed, 30 seconds before.
Yeah.
I looked at my phone, it's platform 3. I'm pretty sure it's platform 3. Didn't even look. Jumped on the train, went to the toilet, took my seat, and I was like, this is fun. Everything was fine. I was like, I can chill now. Got on my phone, watched a bit of Netflix, We hit, normally we hit Reading, then Swindon, and then we carry on to Bath. So we hit Reading. So that's cool. We're a bit ahead of time. It's chill. Just looking out the window, enjoying life.
Yeah.
At this point, my phone's on like 20%. But I'm like, I'll get to Bath easy.
I'm
then I've got the transfer into Oldfield. Yeah, you're right, laughing. This isn't even the funny bit. Yeah, this is just setting up for my tragic life. I'm like, this is fine. This is great. Then we're just going for ages. We don't hit any more stops, which we normally do. And I'm looking around. I'm like, this scenery is way too flat to be Bath. I don't know where I am. So I look up, and when the names go across and it says all the places you're stopping at, Bath isn't on there. They're all places I've never heard of, and it ends in Cornwall. And I don't normally go to Cornwall, which is way past Bath. I now look at my phone. I'm meant to be arriving in Bath now, and it's 20 minutes to the next stop at Taunton. I don't know where Taunton is.
Oh no! I mean, to be fair, Taunton's pretty close to Bath, I think.
I realised like in time.
You got a little bit there.
I sat there. You know the meme of Ralph where he sat on the bus. He's like, "Oh dear, I'm in trouble." That was me. Just sat there on the train. Like my phone is at this point. 'Cause Apple, the charge goes down so quickly, especially near the end. It's now 15%. I check the time; it goes down 1%. Like it's ridiculous. So I'm just sat there like, I have to book a ticket. I don't have any cash on me as well. It's all money on my phone. So I have to book a ticket on my phone. I don't have any charger or anything with me. I have to book a ticket on my phone, have it ready to scan at the next place to then get the train from Taunton back to where I'm meant to be after I wasted 2 hours of journey. But I'm like, okay, so we'll get off at Taunton soon. I don't know where Taunton is, obviously.
Yeah.
The train keeps going. I'm like, oh, it'll be like round the corner. We go through 3 other cities before we get to Taunton. And the train just doesn't stop.
Oh, no.
My phone is now on like 12%. So I realise there's this couple next to me. They're watching Forrest Gump on their laptop and she's got her phone on charge. I'm like, right, you've got to ask her for the charge.
You're going to be that guy.
Then you'll have a bit of charge for the next bit.
Oh, no. Why you have to be that guy?
I didn't want to do it. I'm going to have to be that guy. And I don't want to be that guy, but I have no choice. And because I didn't want to be that guy, I didn't want to come across creepy. So I was thinking, like, I had like a few bullet points in my head that I wanted to get across to this lovely normal couple who were like minding their own business. Yeah. I wanted to get across that. First of all, I need to borrow your charger. Second of all, it's because I don't have my own.
Yeah.
Third of all, I'm not a creep. Most of all, not creep. That's always a good one.
Yeah.
And I only need it to the next stop, so I won't need it very long. And, I was going to say, like, you can take my phone. I don't need to take your charger in case they think I'm going to run off with it or something. So, like, you can take my phone and put it on charge. So I'm like doing this. I'm rehearsing it in my head. We're going over it. Can't you have to introduce yourself? How are you going to introduce? How are you going to go? It's all getting flustered. And then I lean forward prematurely. I haven't even thought what I'm going to say yet. And I realise they turn around and I'm like leaning in on them, not saying anything, just sort of staring at them. And I freak out and I go, not a creep. Can I borrow your charger? Yes.
Yes.
And just sort of say, I just go, not a creep.
Not a creep.
She looks terrified. She's leaning back into her boyfriend. Like, her eyes are just like an owl, just staring at me. Like, she thinks she's about to get like mugged or something.
Oh no, like, man.
I'm like a crack addict, they ask for like money and stuff.
Charger, please.
You got any charges? You got any charge? You want to give me a bump? And I'm just like, okay. So at this point, I'm sort of mildly stressing that I'm going to run out of charge. How much for $5? I'll do things. But I was like, I'm stressing because I'm going to run out of charge before I even get to the next place, and I won't have a ticket. And it's just done. I have nowhere to go. I'm going to have to hitchhike, and then I'm going to have to do this whole thing again where someone's going to pull over the road and I'm going to go, not a creep, jump in their car with them. So I'm thinking, right, at this point now I've gone too far. So I just took a breath and I was like, can I borrow your charger, please? I haven't got mine. I'm trying to go for the next stop.
Yeah.
And as I said, I'm not a creep. And we had a little laugh about the fact that I just sort of shouted at her that I'm not a creep without introducing anything else first.
Not a creep.
A cold start, I would call it. Not a creep. Just get that out there. That's really psychotic eyes as well.
That's how you should start every conversation, to be honest. That's how you make friends, I'm
doing it now. Whenever I meet someone, not a creep, just for the record.
I mean, many people might. I mean, most people won't know this, but that's how we made friends. Like when you moved in, and I just knocked on your door and I screamed, "Not a creep," and I left.
Yeah,
exactly.
Then I'll talk to you a few days later. Yeah, good times.
Good times.
But anyway, I got the charger. Well, she took my phone, put it on charge. Very nice woman. And then managed to get off at Taunton and get a train back an hour back in the way where I was meant to go. And arrived back in Bath 2 hours afterwards and about £20 down the drain. But
is Taunton after Bath?
Yeah, it's like a little triangle, so you go past and you have to go back on yourself.
Oh no, man, that's an L.
Because I just looked on the Google Maps, like when I realised that we weren't stopping at Bath, I looked on Google Maps and I saw where Bath was, and I saw us like going just away from it, like down, and I was like,
oh no,
oh.
R.I.P. dude. R.I.P. At least you made it, Both stories wild. We both made it home safely. That's all that matters. Yeah. Obviously. I had
I wasn't too worried, but there's that little bit in the back of your head, if my phone does die, I don't have any money or anything. I had no way of communicating with people either. Like without your phone, you're so cut off.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's only the charge that was worrying me. I could easily get back with charge.
Journeys are always so crazy, though. I mean, when I was going home, I asked you, "Oh, you wanna walk to the train station with me?" Man, I was like, "I haven't eaten today. Can we get some snacks on the way?" You said, "Yeah, man, but just be quick with your snacks." I made sure to spend no more.
I said you gotta be hella quick.
I spent no more than like a minute or so, and I don't know. But then I was paying for my snacks, and then the machine goes, the self checkout machine goes, an employee will come give you assistance in a second, and I was like, please, please, I just need to, I just need to catch a train.
Give a man a break.
Give a man a break. It literally wasted like a whole 30 seconds, and then it reset itself, and then I paid, and we left, right? And we were like, oh, okay, so I have 4 minutes to catch the train, and we're about 6 minutes away.
Quick math. Something doesn't quite add up.
Something doesn't add up, So we started speed walking. Probably should have ran. Actually, if we ran, I definitely would have made it. But we got there, and I saw the train. I saw the train pulling in. It stopped. Waited about 30 seconds, and I was still there, speed walking, trying to get there.
It's when the doors close. That's when you know, because they close for 30 seconds.
It just
left.
Open up before it leaves. It left. Like I saw it come, open the doors. People left. It closed, and it left. All within about 30 seconds. And I could only see.
That was awful, though.
I could see it through like the fence.
It goes so quick.
Like so much pain. Man.
Watching through the bars, like.
Man, honestly, and then I caught an Uber. I caught an Uber to my next train station. And then I got home, and from Birmingham I have to catch a tram. And then the tram was just stuck. Because I don't know. I think there was a stabbing or something. UK typical. A police car had just stopped in the middle of the tram tracks. So the tram had also just stopped, and it's not like I could walk home, so I just stayed on the tram, and I was just on there for like 30 minutes while they were calling the police to come move the police. I'm not even joking. Like
I used the police to destroy the police.
The tram driver had to call another police car, or call police to come and move the police vehicle that was parked on the tram. Bruh. Frickin' police. Yeah. It is what it is. But it was fun though. It was nice being around people for a while. People my age, I mean. Because I'm currently living in Wolves at the moment. And I don't know anybody here. I've only been here for about a year. So, it's like, I feel like this is probably like the hardest time period of our lives to make friends if we move houses, because most people make friends in school, in uni, at work, all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm not working in Wolves.
I'm not going to school in Wolves. What an oof it was. Like you were in London, right? And then you went to uni, and your family moved.
Yeah, and then my family moved to Wolves, and I don't when I came home from uni the first time, I was basically moving to a whole new house. So I don't know anyone here. And I'm not going to school here. I'm not working here. I'm not doing anything here. I play basketball once in a while, but there's only ever chavs there, so I'm not going to speak to them. So there is actually no way for me to make friends here. But luckily I do have 1 or 2 friends in Birmingham Uni, which isn't too far, but I haven't had a chance to see them yet. But it is, I'm not going to lie, it can be quite boring here. But
it is
what it is.
It do be what
Going
it do
to Bath was fun.
I'm trying to get that to catch on.
It do be what it do be, yeah. It do be what it do be. That's our new quote. We should start making t-shirts, man. T-shirts with our quotes.
It do be what it do be.
be.
I've got this one. You can't see it, but it's bro nuts, and it's 2 donuts broing.
Bro nuts. That's what I like to hear.
Bro nuts.
Bro nut. Wait, what? What? Who said that? Not me. Moving on. Yeah. So when I was in Bath, there was this one outing with my friends that went on. We went to. I just finished work. They were like, "Oh, we're having pizza at Bath Pizza Hut. Come through." I went obviously because man was hungry. Long day at work. Just got paid as well. We were like, sure, let's do it. Nice. Had the pizza. Had fun time with my friends. I was dressed nicely. I was like swagged up. Even got a few pics for the gram, For the gram. And then as we were heading back, like the rest of the story is not very relevant. We were just eating, we were just drinking. It was a nice day out. Not drinking, like drinking. Like
you had bubble tea.
Bubble tea, yeah.
Bubbly. A little bit of the bubbly.
A little bit of the bubbly.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Yeah, exactly. So I had some bubble tea, drinking some bubble tea. And then I walked past this homeless dude. And this homeless dude says to me, "Oh my goodness, you are a cool dude." And I was like, "Oh man, thank you very much." He goes, "Nice. No, for real, I'm not just saying that. I'm not just being nice, dude. You are dressed so cool. I like you." And I was like, "Dang, thank you, man. You're so nice.
Friend.
You're so nice." And then he continued going. He was like, "You are so cool. You are really cool, man. You are so cool." I was like, "Thanks, man. Thanks."
It's getting a bit weird at this point.
And he continued going. And then after a while, obviously, I walked away. And then my friends were gassing me up. They were like, "Hey, you're a cool guy. Hey, like, cheese, cheese." Yeah, but yeah, and then this other homeless dude walks past, and he's like, "Why are you making fun of homeless people for?" And I was like, well, I wasn't making fun of anyone. I wasn't doing anything. What? Because I think he misunderstood the situation. He thought that when they were gassing me up after we'd walked away from him, that we were just like laughing at him. But then he had like he was like angry. He was like, "Stop making fun of homeless people. I've been homeless for such a long time. Blah blah blah. It's not right to make fun of homeless people." I was like, "I'm sorry, man, but we weren't making fun of homeless people." And then he clenched his fist, and I was like, "Okay, time for me to leave."
I'm in.
Because I'm not trying to fight a homeless dude. Can you imagine if we were like on the news and it was like, black teenager has beaten up a homeless person in Bath? Like that would be pretty freaking crazy, man. I was like, yeah, time to leave. I mean, I'm assuming I would beat him up. There's no guarantee. Like he could be wild. He could be like, he could bite. Like.
He can bite. He's a biter.
I don't know, but it was so crazy. I don't know why he got so angry at me for just being complimented. Like, dang, man. I'm just. It was actually like what, you first?
I was gonna say, back in Wolverhampton, if you want to make friends, just go into the homeless community. Start letting them gas you up, make friends.
Oh man, you remember the homeless booze cruise?
Yeah. Outside Big Sainsbury's.
I was holding what was I holding? A Thatcher's Gold.
Thatcher's.
It was Thatcher's. What, 12 p.m. Yeah, I walked past this homeless guy. He was like, "Wow, you're just like me." I was like, I'm not sure what that means. Like, "You want to join the homeless booze cruise?" I was like, "No, I don't. I don't want to join the homeless booze cruise."
He really sold it though. The homeless booze cruise. I would join the homeless booze cruise.
The homeless booze cruise,
Sounds
man.
Lit.
The homeless booze cruise.
All you had to do was have a little song and dance about it, and I'm in.
Exactly. Oh man, that's funny.
Do you want to join the homeless booze cruise? Yeah,
was he drunk? I think he was drunk as well. Yeah, he was like, "I'll join the homeless booze cruise."
You enjoyed it.
Oh man.
He was cool though.
He was an alright guy. There was nothing wrong with him. And the guy who just called me cool. But the guy who wanted to fight me because my friends were like gassing me up, I don't understand. I'll never understand. I'm just assuming he didn't understand what was going on. But he might have, you know. It was like a proper vibe check. Like this, like I was walking home. This one guy had gassed me up. He's like, "Bro, you're cool." My freaking ego skyrocketed. I'm just happy. My friends gassed me up. My ego skyrockets even more. This guy comes like, "Stop making fun of homeless people. I'll beat you up." Freaking ego's just down the drain. Like temporary happiness. It's like, you're not allowed to be happy today, bro.
All happiness is temporary.
You're not allowed to be happy. It was just, it was sad. Oh man.
Yeah.
Freaking wild. Bath is a wild place. I love it though. I love the uni. I love the city. Love the homeless booze cruise.
Bath is actually a vibe. Like, people always think it's like just sort of all posh people. Like there are posh people. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. It's not all posh people.
I will say one thing though. When I did get back to Bath, I was like, oh crap. I forgot that this city has such a high percentage of white people.
I think it's anyone who's anything other than white is going to one of the universities. I don't think anyone really lives here who isn't white.
Literally. I don't think there is like there like the percentage of white residents in Bath, like non-university residents, is probably
non-uni,
upwards of 95%, in my opinion.
Yeah, white and either middle-aged or elderly as well.
Yeah,
you don't really see
it's like a retirement place, isn't it? Because that's like where like all the old people, old rich people, not just old people. I have to specify rich, because no one just comes to retire in Bath. You gotta have money.
Yeah.
It's nice though.
But you can separate yourself from that. Like, as long as I live in the student area, so I don't see very many elderly people. I saw just because there's some like middle-aged people who live on the student street I live on.
Yeah.
And they were having the Christmas dinner in the garden in the sun yesterday, because I guess they haven't been able to meet until now.
Wait,
so that's quite funny. They all sat there in their
Christmas
house with,
dinner,
like, a
bro.
roast turkey.
It's April.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, they haven't been able to meet till now, I guess, till that pub's open. So they were just sat there the other day in their garden in the sun with like crackers and a turkey and hats.
Is it really that deep? Mad. Like, goddamn, man. Like, it's just this is a Christmas dinner. You're gonna have one this year as well. Like,
I just stopped and I looked at them and I was like, nice. I guess it's just seeing family, and it's something to do to see family, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. It was really nice to see friends. I mean, because Wolverhampton, as I've explained, is a pretty boring place, and it ain't it. Like,
it ain't it, chief.
If you're moving houses and you're my age, Wolverhampton ain't the place.
Don't.
Go to, like, if you're my age and you want to move houses, go to one of the busy cities. Go to Birmingham, Manchester. Screw it, go to Bath. Like, I have more friends there than Wolverhampton. Yeah. Oh man. But, yeah, it is what it is.
It do be what it do be.
It do be what it do be.
We should definitely get some merch with that one.
We should. We're gonna start working on some merch soon. Yeah. Anyway, you got much else to say for the people?
No. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening.
For continued support. On Instagram, we got how many followers do we have now?
We just hit 69. The lucky number.
Next week we have a very special guest. I'm going to say very special because it's a very special place in my heart. And he has a great story, which we think you will enjoy, which we have heard before, but it will be great to refresh our memory. So make sure you listen. We'll see you then.
Please do share our videos with your friends, and please do like and subscribe and support in any way you can. We're not asking for much. Just drop a like, drop a comment. That's all we need. That's all we want. We're grateful to all our supporters. Anyway, I'm gonna end it here. This has been the Favor and Adam podcast, Anecdote. Thank you for listening. We'll see you guys next week.
See you next week.
Peace.